Hey everybody, it's Romania Black. Well, here we are on episode 19 of Banana Fish. Things aren't looking good. I'm really not looking forward to this episode because Ash is back with Golzine. And they gave Banana Fish and all the info of it back to Golzine. I mean, they didn't have Banana Fish. Dragon Moon's had that. And we can presume... I keep going back to thinking Dr. Meredith still has part of Banana Fish because that little tiny tidbit has kept in my brain this whole time. So I'm just telling myself that maybe we'll go back to that at some point. But everything else, Golzine has it. And I hate it. I hate that he has Ash, that Ash gave everything up to save Eiji. I had a couple notes from the last episode that I'm sure that by the time the last episode airs, you all will have corrected me on that. But just to note, in the last montage, I loved the visual of it being glassy, like Ash was looking at it through a window, like it was almost in the past. But in the scene where he's talking to eBay, that's not Max with eBay, it was Alex, the gang leader. And I was confused at the moment because I kept thinking of Alexis Dawson, and so I was thinking that Alex was Alexis. And so I was a little confused. I thought he was talking to Max and eBay, but it was Alex, the gang leader. That's the kind of like the second in command that he was telling to take over the gang while he's gone, which is sad. And then, yeah. I also want to point out Coco de Sol, hope I'm spelling that right, pointed out in one of the previous episodes about Zhutlung that he just wants to be someone's Eiji. He just wants to be loved. That was their interpretation of Dragon Moon's actions. And I've been trying to... Dragon Moon's such an interesting character to try to understand because their motivations are so complex. And that's what makes them such a great character. And I've really liked Zhutlung during this entire series because he's not easy to pin down. You're constantly like, why are you doing these things? And so there's this conflict that I think a lot of the fandom has is like, is Dragon Moon, is he wanting to be like Eiji to Ash? Which I don't think that's it. Is he jealous of Eiji because Ash has someone that he can depend on? Or maybe he wants to be someone's Eiji, like Coco is suggesting, and just wants to be loved and needed. And Dragon Moon's never really been needed. He's just been used. And so it's really sad. Like I said in the last episode, I think Dragon Moon's going to be the one to do something real stupid and make this situation worse, as if it couldn't be already. But I just have bad feelings. And at the end of this episode, we'll talk about those a little bit more. But in the meantime, I did a little research on Islands in the Stream. It's by Hemingway. It was his first posthumous novel published. Fun times. And the thing about it is that the ending of it is ambiguous. We'll touch back on that in a second. But it's about a painter named Thomas Hudson who during World War II is struggling with loneliness in his retirement, which connects to Blanca in his retirement, and receives a vacation visit from his 3 young sons. And taking place during World War II, he eventually gets tied in with Cuba, which I thought was an interesting tie-in because Blanca had been in the Caribbean. So location. And there's the book is well known for its diverse and complex cast, which include an aging prostitute. And it questions the complexity of maturing and handling situations in life. And so Hudson has to deal with the death of his 3 sons and contemplating the results of that, and he ends up in a shootout and is mortally wounded. But the ending is kept ambiguous, which I thought was a really good tie-in to the last episode because the conversation between Blanca and Ash, where Ash is like, please don't kill Eiji, whatever you do. And Blanca's like, I have to keep the role that I've been given, so I make no guarantees, but I'm praying for you that I don't have to do that. So that whole scene and the ending of the last episode was very, very, very ambiguous in terms of tone and what the future would hold for the show, which I don't like. But I thought it was a good tie-in to Islands in the Stream. And so I find it interesting that Blanca wanted Ash to read that. Interesting indeed. So I don't know if Blanca says he's done, but I'm like, you introduced this character for 2 episodes and then he's just going to disappear. I guess in context of the manga, maybe the manga dealt with this entire situation in like a volume or 2, and so it's a longer, more drawn out scenario. I'm assuming that might be the case, and maybe that is true, but it's like, where do we go to? Because all of Max's stuff has been taken away. The story on Golzine's been swallowed up. I don't know where we're going. I don't know what Singh's been up to this whole time, because he's been notably absent the last episode, not near Dragon Moon, which I'm assuming Dragon Moon does not want Singh near Golzine, because Golzine would probably kill him and not think about it. So I don't know. We've been left with like the worst. Usually in a 3-act structure, the ending, if you're doing like a dramatic story, usually by the end of the 2nd act, your characters are like in the worst place possible, and then in the 3rd act, things turn out okay. But I don't know with Banana Fish. I don't know how we're in a very horrible situation. So I'm like, what do we do? What happens now? I don't know. So yeah, that's where we're at, and I'm not a fan of it. So I'm really have a feeling that this episode, we shall see, right? But anyway, that's all I got. Enough of my ramblings. We are going to jump in to episode. Oh, it starts out dark. This is one of those episodes that I don't have the Aniplex in front of it. It's just a screenshot of where the episode's picking up at. So I'm guessing I don't have the Aniplex intro to it. That's the only difference this episode. But in any case, thank you all so much for watching, and let's go. Here in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Dragon Moon, don't buy that. Damn it, I knew he was gonna do it! Yes, I refuse. Yeah, no, because he knows what you want. Yes! Damn it, damn it, damn it. Yes! We just talked about this. Oh. How scary. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Oh. I was afraid of this. I said it the last episode. I'm like, Dragon Moon is going to try to hire Blanca to work for him. I'm glad Blanca stuck to his guns, because Blanca has the excuse of retirement as an excuse. He can use his retirement as an excuse to get out of the situation without having to reveal that he had that conversation with Ash, and Ash was like, please don't kill him. He can be like, no, I'm in retirement. I just came this one time to do a favor for Golzine. My fear is Dragon Moon has Banana Fish. And the last person we would want to use Banana Fish on is this guy, and tell him to go after Eiji. That would be the last thing we'd want. No. No, 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 no. Because he's dangerous. Like, the thing that makes him so dangerous is how calm he is under pressure. But I'm like, when Dragon Moon's like, this is the last you saw of me, I'm like, I don't like this. I was afraid Dragon Moon was going to do that, and it just, you just can't let sleeping dogs lie, can you? Damn it. A little bit. Oh, they're going to go find Singh. No, you don't want to be near Zhitlung. He's trying to kill you. Oh, Alex. Oh, good. No! What are you doing? Eiji! I have so many problems with this. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! No! And the peacock painting, that's a nice touch. Let it be known that Zhitlung is the only one that can rock a sleeveless shirt like that. Oh. Oh my gosh. And Singh's like, what the hell? Ooh, hasn't come home to you. Ooh. Oh.
それとも責任感じて自殺でもする？手伝ってやるよ。それ。何を言われてもいいさ。僕は自分のせいだ。僕がアッシュを大切に思うように。
That's right.
彼もそう思ってくれてた。そういうことなんだ。僕は必ずアッシュを助ける。
Oh.
人を殺しても構わない。
Eiji.
勝手に言ってろ。
You bully.
あんたの負け。
You lit.
おお、ヒステリー。うるさい。
Oh.
バカ様、嫌いじゃない。だが今度ばかりは。
Yeah.
あんたがゴリツネと組んで汚ねえ真似するってんなら、俺はエイジの肩を持つかもしれない。
Oh, sing. Oh, this is bad because. Oh, God, we've got a lot to talk about. Well, okay, so we know a little bit about the timeline when this is taking place.
将軍、おっしゃることはもっともです。ですが、我々はこのプロジェクトに乗るわけにはいきません。
And Ash just has to go along with Golzine.
では、あなたは一体どこ？カフガニスタンで軍事クーデターを起こさせ、親米政権を作らせるだと。
反
Ash.
政府組織マリバンをバナナフィッシュで操作すれば造作もない。
Oh.
カフガニスタンは現在はロシアやヨーロッパ諸国に流出しているが、それを我々が掌握。
Ash, what are we doing?
あそこは1万を超える我が国の軍属が駐留している。に巻き込まれるぞ。
国際社会に再び
Coming out of your mouth with your brother.
安いものです。
見殺しにすると。君と話していると。
A deal with the devil, indeed. A deal with the devil. Angel eyes. Oh, I don't like that look of Ash. Yeah, that was a bit too blunt. Oh. Yeah, oh. All an act. Oh, Ash. Oh my god. I can't imagine why. Oh my gosh. And that's, yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Oh. He's gonna make you just say and do the most awful things. Marriage of Figaro. Jesus. And this is paralleling the first episode so much. Oh my god. A mean peacock with sharp claws. Oh my gosh. Oh, and just that body language. God, there's so much to talk about already. Oh no! And Max got fired. That's right, eBay. You don't have to give up. Of course he has been. Oh, Max. Damn. What? Oh, it's sea of confusion and chaos. A great demon to reign over. Oh my gosh. So he couldn't escape. Damn. Oh, and this music, it's so quiet and just a heartache. He just stuck around to watch some plays on Broadway. I don't blame you, but... A party to celebrate his tax evasion being lifted. Well, not good. Can't imagine why. Is he just keeping him drugged all the time? Oh.
主治医を早く。1週間前から点滴で過ごしていた。だがそれにも元
Is he just not
どうした
eating or
お前らしく
drinking?
もないじゃないか。
He's like, I'm just gonna kill myself rather than go through it.
余計ムカつく。何しやがる。離せ。大事にしなさい。
初めはハンストでもするつもりだと
Hunger
思
strike.
っておいたがだが戻してしまうのだ。主治医は環境の変化で一時的に体
Ha! Yeah, no joke. You need a psychiatrist. Yeah.
精神科医です。
Yeah, he's...
だから
No, he's
問題は
literally
ありません。
just destroying himself.
このままでは
Yeah.
彼は死にます。
Yep. That's probably his
こいつ
goal.
はうちの若様の側近から仕入れたネタでパーティーを開く。例の脱税騒ぎに蹴りがついた。
Celebrate his victory over the tax evasions. Who does
そ
this?
こしかねえ。人望をうろうろさせる。
Man, I like that Sing and Eiji are teaming up, but
それがいつかから聞き出すさ。
wheedle it out, will
こっちは
you?
パーティーに潜り込む方法を考えときな。
Sing, you're playing a dangerous game,
だ
bud.
から寝るなよ。
Yep.
なんでだろう。
パーティーに連れ出すくらいだぜ。
Mm-hmm.
何らかの対策を取って
Yep. Mm-hmm. Like he did at the opera.
アッシュには
Oh, Eiji. Buddy.
そのセリフ信じてるぜ。
Sing, I love you, but be careful because
アレックス。僕に銃をくれないか。
Eiji.
嫌だわミスター。お世辞がとっても上手
Oh.
ね。
とんでもない。君はとっても魅力的だよ。
嘘でも嬉しいわ。
失礼。ひどいよミスター。ゆうべはあんなに愛してくれた
Dragon Moon!
女の人を口説くわけ。僕をおもちゃにしただけなの。ひどいよ。
Dragon Moon, you diva!
これは何かの
You straight up diva! What?
趣味さ。
Huh.
ああいうのが
I don't think he really cares.
女性は皆好きです。
Yes, he loves all women.
美しくて強くて、まさに生命そのものでしょ。
ナターシャもそういう女性だったんです。
Oh.
ミスター。
今なんと
ナタリア・カルサビナ。あなたの妻だった女性だ。あなたは元スペツナズの特殊工作員
Oh.
セルゲイ・バリシコフ中佐。暗号名のブランカは
Oh.
白ロシア出身だったナターシャの愛人。
Dragon Moon did his research.
ソビエト連邦
Kazakhstan.
出身
Of course, yeah.
18歳で
Russian.
モスクワ大学進学卒業する。
Oh, buddy.
よく調べられます。
Yeah.
血を歩んでいた
Well, that explains a lot.
いいか関係
私の過去を知っているのはムッシュと
Ooh.
あな
僕を殺します。
Oh, I'd be afraid he would.
とんでもない。わざわざそのことを言いにいらしたわけでは望みなのです。
Oh,
ユエルン
jeez.
様。
と聞きましたよ。何度もディナーに誘っているのに一度も来てくれ。
Well, I mean,
僕はあなたを諦めない。
あなたには負けました。
no, don't listen to what he has to say. He's a snake.
あなたのご意志のままに。
What are you doing?
舌を使って。ところで、アッシュに会われました。
投資ですね。アッシュに嫌われてしまいました。
去っているんじゃありませんか。
いいえ。
Does he not, though? What is going on?
逃げたいか。
Gee, you think?
死んでわしから逃げ
You're trying to die your way out?
わざとやってるわけじゃない。
が聞けるようになったな。病気なら最高の治療を施してやる。逃れようと企んでいるのなら本人に後を
Oh, buddy.
こと考えたことはない。
Oh,
ならばいい。大々的に人寄せをするつもり
at
だ。
a first-class hotel.
正式に発表する。お前を養子にすると。名実ともに足のものにして。
You.
後継者という名の奴隷にな。
あんたを父さんと呼ぶわけ。そりゃまたとびきりグロテスク。
That's pretty grotesque.
セックスの道具としか思ってなかった。
Oh my god.
使ってた男を覚えてるか。俺はあいつに
Ah!
その代価こそ一 大か傑作だろう。痛みすら感じないと思ってたのさ。
Ash is like, this is the breaking point. That's the straw.
キッパーでも他の奴らも女駅のしゃぶり方を覚えるのがやっとの脳みそしかないってな。その気になった時に
Oh, buddy.
便所と同じ。
Oh, buddy. That's
こんな傑作な話はないね。笑いが止まらねえ。これってアメリカンドリームってやつ。
黙れ。
oh my
だか
god.
らご期待には添えないと思うな。俺はきっと笑いすぎてイかれちまう。
Yeah, bud.
そしたらなくなったらまた生きた便所に戻されるわけかな。どうさ。
Oh my god.
乱暴するなよ父さん。壊れたら便所が出る。
Oh.
ムッシュおやめください。生まれながらの決死な談笑だ。貴様は
Oh,
時
you.
間をかけて仕込んでやる。低粛な妻にな。
Ew. 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 Nope.
あ、マカ様いるか。
ハロー
Oh my god. He's so huge compared to Sing.
おいあんた、人の後ろに
You're blocking the sun.
日当たりが悪くなんだよ。
おっと、これは失礼。
こんなでかい図体なのに。
Yeah, but it didn't sense him
感じ
coming.
なかった。こいつ一体
Not someone you want to know.
ブランカ。
下がって。
What is happening?
殺すな。ダメだな。毒を噛み砕いたらしい。
Oh.
今
至近距離で撃たれましたね。顔見知りですか。
一月前に雇ったコックだ
It's a cook.
これたプロのようです。心当たりは。
ありすぎてさ。
So many I wouldn't know.
兄ちゃんたちが片っ端からやられてんのはベトナム系の陰謀だと
The
か
Vietnamese.
誰かさんが言いふらしてるらしいからな。黙れシン。お前を呼んだ覚えはないぞ。帰れ。
まあまあ。彼も
Ah.
大活躍した。
There we go.
ピー。
Coincidental that he let Sing see that.
ご招待しておきながら
さて
Yeah. He's only like 16. I can't believe that Jotlung is only that
よっ
young.
ぽど生まれた星が悪いんでしょう。
わかりました。あなたと契約しました。
No, no. Oh no, he looks so happy.
一つだけ条件があります。私が契約するのはあくまでもあなたの命。
Oh no.
不要な殺生はお断りします。ただし、あなたに危害を加えるものには一切容赦しません。
たとえ相手がアッシュでも。
無論です。
お話中悪いんだけどさ。あんた一体何を。
Oh, this is bad.
余計な口を出すなシン。お前には関係ない。
雇われ用心棒だよ。
Bodyguard.
ところで、20日のパーティー。
This is bad.
大丈夫さ。
Oh, this is very
驚
bad.
かせることがあるってムッシュが言ってたよ。20日。
A surprise.
君の言う通りだった。拒食症の極端な。
Anorexia. Oh, was that why he went and did the things he did? Oh, okay. Wild beast dying.
人間の保護を受け入れず。だが死なせはせん。最先端の治療を施している。
I can't.
ど
Oh,
うしても手
shit.
に入らぬというなら、わしの手で葬ってやる。ムシュ、お話があります。先日、リー・ユエルン氏と契約しました。何？私の全身を知られてしまったのです。華僑のネットワークは侮れませんね。そうか。君のことだ。市場に流されることは決してないと信じてい
Ooh.
る。セルゲイ。はい。
逃亡ルートはこの2つ。
Oh, this is
どっ
not
ちを選
good.
ぶかは状況次第だ。サツが来る前に30分で型をつける。けど、俺たちはアップタウンの方を詳し
Oh.
そいつは俺が引き受けよう。
Kane. Oh, we're just bringing everybody together for this.
パーティーに潜り込む手はずはバッチリだ。
ご支度ができました。
Oh. Oh my god. Oh, Ash.
来なさい。 息子よ。
Oh my god. Ice Palace. Oh. Okay. Well, that was a terrifying episode, y'all. A very, very scary episode. I feel even less good than before. Okay. Well, so here's the thing. This is bad. This is a very bad scenario for lots of reasons. I knew Dragon Moon was going to be the catalyst to make this go from bad to worse. And I suspected he was going to try to get Blanca to work for him to go after Eiji. But here's the brilliance of the talk with Blanca from Ash, is that Blanca's been able to use the retirement gig as a means to say, no, I'm not going to do it because I am retired. And that way he can avoid telling Dragon Moon that he's talked with Ash and Ash said not to kill Eiji. So I thought, okay, cool, we've avoided that. And he just sticks in town to enjoy New York before he goes back. And that was just enough time for Dragon Moon to research him and find out all of these, a Russian, basically, assassin, and fill out all this. Enough backstory, which I'm sure the manga goes into more detail with. I feel like the last couple episodes, there's probably more manga, so I definitely want to go back and read the manga when this is all said and done, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more left out. But he did his research, and Blanca, or Sergey is like, I don't want my information getting leaked out to the public because only you and Golzine know. So this episode was all about, like, if last episode was talking about spirituality and praying and kind of etherealness, this episode is all about demons and devils and hell. So it's a cool parallel contrast between the two, because this is like, this whole episode's dealing with the devils and demons, and Blanca makes a deal with the devil in Dragon Moon saying, I'll consider what you want. And here's the brilliance of it, is that, I don't know, did Dragon Moon set up the would-be assassin knowing that Blanca was going to show up at that time? Because Blanca seemed like he was making an appointment to see Dragon Moon, and Sing just happened to be there, coincidentally, right? So, or is it coincidence? Because Dragon Moon acts like he didn't expect Sing. For a second I was like, okay, did Dragon Moon orchestrate this to where Blanca showed up to see the would-be assassin who had a poison pill? Did Dragon Moon be like, you're going to kill yourself whether you like it or not because I'm the head of this family? And did he orchestrate getting shot? Because he said it was up close, right? Like, he's like, you're going to shoot me and then you're going to run out and attack Blanca. Did he orchestrate that? And so the question is, I don't think he intended for Sing to be there as well, because he acts surprised that Sing is there. But then part of me is like, did he talk to Sing and tell him to come by? And because he thinks Sing is working with Eiji, and so he's like, I want this information to get... Here's my grand scheme. Here's my grand big brain plan here. And I'm probably wrong, because I've not had a good track record for predicting what's going to happen in this show. But here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Dragon Moon orchestrated Blanca and Sing to show up around the same time, or at least in a similar time frame, and at least he wanted Sing to be there when he convinced Blanca to be his bodyguard, because he's probably told Blanca, like, hey, I really want you to protect me, or I want you to do this for me, I want you to kill Eiji, and Blanca's like, no, I'm not doing that. But Blanca's very much a man of, I'm going to let you make the choice, and your actions are going to have consequences. Because he was like that with Ash in the last episode. He's like, you can do this. You have a choice. You can either go through this and do the role that you've been given, and you'll get everything handed to you, or you can go down this path of doing things for Eiji, and it's going to lead to your destruction. And Ash chooses love and chooses his relationship with Eiji over all the fake things he says Golzine has. So there's that. That's just kind of Blanca's character. He's like, I'm going to leave it to, it's like he has the coin and he's flipping it. He's like, I'm going to leave it to chance. I'm going to leave it to whatever action you take is going to have the consequence. So this is perfect for Blanca, because Blanca's like, I've been given a role, and my role is to be your bodyguard, and I'm going to do everything in my power with that role. So I'm satisfying Dragon Moon. He's like, I'm satisfying you. You want to be protected. And if someone attacks me, I'll have no choice but to fire back. And so in a way, he's saying, okay, Eiji, don't do anything stupid. And Eiji asking for the gun in this episode has me so nervous. Because I'm like, if Eiji tries to attack Dragon Moon, Blanca's going to try to kill him. And it's going to be something that Eiji caused himself. Blanca's like, I'm giving you a chance. Don't do it. And this whole time, Ash has been like, Eiji, you don't need to follow in the footsteps of me. You don't need to be a murderer. And now Eiji, since Ash isn't there, is like, nope, give me the gun. And I'm just, in the back of my head, I'm like, Dragon Moon is orchestrating this situation where I'm convinced he wanted Singh to be there to hear the date, because it says the 20th. He wanted Singh to get the information to tell Eiji, because I'm sure that Jetlung knows that Singh is working with Eiji. He knew back when he knew that they were visiting each other. So I know he knows that at least Singh is feeding him information. So Dragon Moon's planning all of this to intend for Eiji to be there and to attack Dragon Moon so that Blanca will have a reason to fire back. And Ash is going to be there, but in this state, and it's all like connecting in the worst possible ways, because Ash lost it this episode. Like, this was the breaking point. Like, Golzine, ever since Ash was already like defeated when Golzine took him back, but these last increments of time, we're not exactly given how long it's been, but it's at least been weeks, I'm sure, or at least days, or however long it's been. I'm sure it's been weeks. But the idea that Golzine has been mentally breaking Ash, and not only making him do those, be there to hear what they're planning to do with Banana Fish in the Middle East, and you know that crushes Ash from within, because he knows his brother was used as a guinea pig and left for dead, and he's having to tell the government that they should do that because Golzine's making him. Like, that's torture enough. But at the same time, the scene where he was kissing Ash and Ash bit back, but Golzine's body language, he was like physically on top of Ash, like overpowering him. And I love where he says, you're a peacock with claws too sharp. And in the scene with Dragon Moon, we had the painting of the peacock. So it's showing the parallels, the yin and yang of Ash and Jetlung, that they're both this peacock-like figure. But the moment when Golzine's like, I'm going to adopt you, and you will physically, by law, be connected to me, that was it. Like, Ash has been slowly starving himself. Like, and I fully think, even though Ash denies it, I'm like, Ash at this point, he's like, I'm just going to kill myself because I can't stand it anymore. And the twisted thing is that Golzine can't see what's wrong. He's like, why are you doing this? It's like, Golzine is so wrapped up in this delusion about Ash, he can't realize what he is doing to him. And man, the breakdown that Ash has when Golzine announced he's going to adopt him, I'm like, Golzine, Ash only has two fathers, and that's Jim and Max. Like, they are his only dads, not you. That was disturbing. Like, seeing Ash pushed to the breaking point, that was so horrifying to watch. Because at that point, it's not an act. Like, he's just literally... And then they're like, it's the anorexia. It's like, are you kidding me? No. Oh, my gosh. Oh. And so the gang is going to try to infiltrate the party, but they know they can't rely on Ash. They definitely can't rely on Ash now because Ash is so weak. He's in a freaking wheelchair getting hauled around by Golzine. Like, that's terrifying. And so it's such the fact of Ash being disabled and in this position is such a contrast. This is such a contrast to episode 1. Like, coming back, because in episode 1 we had Golzine placing a hand on the shoulder and that like power move, and now it's just amplified. And in the first episode, Ash was like on the motorcycle chasing after to rescue Eiji, and now the roles have reversed where Eiji is like with the gang going after Ash to rescue him. It's such a stark contrast to where we started. There's Max and eBay that they're clearly planning something, I'm assuming, to maybe help out and sabotage the party as well in their own way. I don't know how that's going to work, but oh my god. So, I told y'all I was thinking about the fourth step of Banana Fish, and this episode has cemented it. We've had step 1, which is nervousness. That's never gone away. It's been there since episode 1. It's going to stay. Episodes 2 was a sense of existential dread and anticipation. Felt that going into this episode for sure. Step 3 was a false sense of security because, from episodes 10 through 12, even episode 13, for those 3 or 4 episodes, I was like, oh yeah, things are going great. Things are looking up. And this episode has cemented, since episode 14, there has been not only this sense of desperation, but despair. I could feel the desperation in episodes 14, 15, and 16 of Ash in the mental hospital and being declared dead. There's that sense of desperation, but 17, 18, and 19 have been a sense of despair, of just Ash just losing it. And the weight of Banana Fish and this entire ordeal is just weighing on him so much. And it's just become too much. And just the idea of Golzine drugging him to take him to the opera so that it looks like he's having a good time. And him saying, I'm not using you for your body anymore. I'm not making you sell your body. You're going to be a prostitute with your soul. That is messed up. Blanca's character is such, I feel like he's not neutral evil. There's lawful, good, true, and then chaotic. He's definitely just neutral. He's just true neutral. He just doesn't care either way. But I like that Golzine has to keep telling him to not let his emotions get into play. He has to keep repeating that. He repeated it, I think, once last episode, and he says it again this episode. So that makes me think, did his emotions come into play at one time? Because on the surface, he seems extremely calm. But I'm wondering if he's saying, I'm wondering if Golzine thinks he had a conversation with Ash and just doesn't want to admit it. And he's like, don't let this come into play. And so, holy crap. I'm getting bad vibes, y'all. I got bad vibes last episode and the episode before. It's getting bad. I know Dragon Moon has set this whole thing up to just, because Dragon Moon's a schemer. He's a snake. He's a slippery snake. And he has schemed his way. And I'm like, Eiji, just don't. When Eiji showed up at Dragon Moon's door, I was like, what are you doing? He has told you repeatedly that he doesn't like you. He hates you. And you keep showing back up. Do you think he's just going to be your friend if you just keep pestering him? I'm like, Eiji, what are you doing, buddy? I'm telling you, if I do this crack video when this is all over, there's going to be an Eiji causes conflict counter. And there's 3 of those in this episode alone. I'm like, what are you doing, Eiji? I feel like, oh my gosh, this series is making me lose it just like Ash. Not to the extent of Ash. Oh my god. And him talking about the man that sold the kids and that whole deal. I wanted to say it in the moment of the episode, but I couldn't find a good time to say it. But the voice actor for Ash, and I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen at the same time, so he's Fushigoro's voice actor as well, which makes me so excited because I know watching this show has made me see the range that this voice actor can do. He can go from doing the sexy Times Square song to doing a flat out, just maniacally losing his mind moment like in this episode, and then the soft, quieter moments with Eiji. His voice actor is so good, and the range of his performance has been so damn good that I'm like, okay, if we're gonna do stuff with Fushiguro, I'm all about it. Sure. And I think he was a Ueno Yama too. I think so. Yeah, I'm just, holy cow. Give this voice actor all the awards because he's amazing in this show. And this episode was holy crap. Just, we got 5 episodes left. Next week, this episode will air on YouTube on Valentine's Day. So there's that to look forward to. Oh God. Oh no. I'm so scared, y'all. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm usually all excited about Banana Fish, but these last couple episodes, I go in with such terror. And I'm like, I know at some point I'm just going to get out of my seat and pause the video and go get the gallon of ice cream and bring it back and be like, let's watch the rest. Stage 4. Desperation and despair. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this reaction. I definitely need a dose of free now to help make me feel better. But yeah, so I think this is the longest I've rambled on an episode. I have a feeling, I've noticed the last couple episodes I've rambled on a long time because there's been a lot to talk about, and I feel that's going to be these last several episodes, just a nonstop talk. Because what is happening? We're leading up to the climax of this, and we've had so many break-ins. We've had the break-in to the manor, we've had the break-in into the hospital, and now we're at the break-in for the hotel party. We're gonna crash this hotel party. Okay. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please feel free to comment down below. Please no spoilers. And I will be back next week with episode 20, if you can believe it, of Banana Fish. Bye.